Hear this with attention, for today I am not merely uttering a common phrase or a casual statement. What I am declaring is a divine proclamation, a decree sealed in the heavenly realms with the full approval of my kingdom. I, the Lord your God, have patiently awaited the perfect moment to reveal this truth to you. Your arrival here is no accident, nor is your presence a mere coincidence. This moment was ordained long before you even knew of it, prepared in the heavens with you in mind. By simply opening your heart to this message, you are already awakening something deep within your spirit, something dormant, like seeds resting in the soil, waiting for the heavenly dew to nourish them. My son, my daughter, this word is specifically for you. It is not meant for the skeptic, the doubter, or the mocker, but for the one who has endured in silence, who has held on to my hand despite confusion and despair. It is for you who have wept in private, who have cried out in moments of solitude, who have continued to believe when all signs pointed to defeat. I have seen each tear you've shed in secret, and I have heard every prayer that you thought was lost to the wind. Today, I come to reassure you. You were chosen to witness this miracle in this very moment, not tomorrow, not in another season, not when the circumstances seem more favorable. No, today, because what I am about to do does not rely on earthly conditions or human approvals. It is solely a manifestation of my will. And my will is now being revealed with undeniable power. Hear me. Today marks the end of your waiting. The cycle of delays, of doors that only opened halfway and then slammed shut, ends today. What hath been held back will now be released, not only in abundance but with justice. Remember those financial blessings that seemed to always slip through your fingers, the opportunities that vanished at the last moment, the promises that were broken. Today, I declare that all of it will be restored, and you shall see the fulfillment of my promise. You believe it was mere chance, a stroke of bad luck, or a result of neglect and insufficient effort. But I am telling you today that it was much more than that. There was spiritual interference at play, a cosmic battle fought in the heavens, an unseen opposition standing in your way. The enemy knew that if you received what was rightfully yours, your life would be transformed beyond recognition. The forces of darkness rose up with full force to block your blessings. Accusations, confusion, doubts, and fears were strategically planted, and even people, unknowingly, became tools to delay your breakthrough. But today, the Lord declares, heaven is dispatching reinforcements. My angels are moving. The year of waiting is over. The heavenly vault containing your promises has been unlocked, and in it lie blessings you've yet to receive, resources, connections, answers, healing, and restoration. Everything has been perfectly arranged for this moment. And that moment is now. Whenever someone seeks me with true faith, perseverance, tears, and unwavering devotion, heaven answers. It does not remain silent when there is a genuine cry for help. So, I urge you, do not be distracted now. Do not disconnect. Do not dismiss this as just another message. Stay tuned, remain present, and hear these words until the very end. Don't ignore this opportunity, for it is the last chance to witness this miracle unfold as I have prepared it. What is about to happen defies human understanding. In the next few moments, you will receive a sign, a confirmation, and a spiritual activation. It won't come in the way you anticipated, but you will recognize it as my hand. You will know that what had been withheld for years is now being released. You will understand that every moment of waiting has not been in vain. This is your hour. This is your moment. You were chosen for this. Don't speak of it yet. Don't share it with others. Keep it close to your heart. Watch, because the shift that is about to take place will rewrite your story. Listen carefully, my beloved, for the words you are hearing now are not born of emotion or human thinking, but they come straight from my spirit. It is my voice that now resounds within you, cutting through the years of silence, waiting, trials, and doubts like a powerful echo. You have come this far, not because of your own strength, but because I have been holding you up in moments when you didn't know how to move forward. I witnessed every time your knees bowed, not just in prayer, but from the weight of the burdens you carried. And today, with divine authority, I declare to you that your struggles were not in vain. Every trial you endured has a purpose, and nothing you have experienced will go to waste. There are blessings I've been reserving just for you. And even though it may have seemed like others took them, or that time stole them from you, I have preserved them for you. I, the Lord, have kept them safe in my heavenly storehouse. They have not decayed or been forgotten. They have been perfected. For what is destined for you will not perish with the passing of time. It will not fade into the realm of unrealized dreams. What is yours will be returned to you at the appointed time, in the exact way I have planned, and with a glory beyond anything you ever imagined. And do you know why? Because a long-forgotten promise is about to unfold in your life. A word I spoke over you when you were young, a time when you didn't even fully grasp how to trust me. These were the words you heard in a sermon, in a prayer, in a gentle whisper that you thought was just your own thoughts, but it was truly my spirit speaking to your heart. This isn't just about material wealth or financial gain. No, it's about restoration. It's about honor, about peace that transcends understanding. It's about reclaiming lost time and receiving a divine reward. You've cried and you've waited. There were days when it seemed like nothing would ever shift. You faced discouragement, exhaustion, and heard the voices around you saying it was too late, that you had only imagined the promises I made, that it wasn't worth it to keep believing. You nearly gave up, but you didn't. And that is what I am honoring today. You stood your ground. I reward those who endure, those who are unwavering in the face of difficulty, those who worship me in times of lack, and those who hold on to the promise even when everything around them says it's over. Do you remember those early mornings when you prayed with a shaky voice and asked, "Lord, do you still remember me?" I was there with you. I heard your cries, and I remembered you. I saw your soul groaning in anguish, your heart shattered into countless pieces, yet you offered those broken fragments to me as a living sacrifice. Today, I want you to know that I do not forget those who place their trust in me. Not a single tear you shed was in vain. Every cry you uttered was not wasted. Each tear was like a seed sown in the soil of faith. And today, my son, my daughter, is the day for that seed to sprout. Today marks the beginning of your harvest, and let me tell you, this harvest will not be small. It will not be measured by earthly standards. This harvest will come swiftly, like a mighty river breaking through the dams that once held it back, like a field that suddenly bursts into life after a long drought. And this harvest will come with abundance, because I am a just God. What I give in multiplied measure. I restore what was lost. I turn your losses into testimonies, and I transform your waiting into a cause for celebration. What I am about to do will be so evident, so supernatural, so undeniable that there will be no question in your mind that it is my hand at work and not the hand of man. So, rise up now, my child. Wipe away the tears. Shake off the dust of discouragement, because what is about to descend upon you is no ordinary answer. It is a sealed miracle that cannot be stopped. Heaven has already issued the decree. The storehouse of blessings has been unlocked, and you will see with your own eyes what has been reserved just for you. Every moment of silence you experienced was not in vain, it was preparation. Every time you felt that heaven had turned a deaf ear to your cries, I was working behind the scenes. Nothing has been still. While you thought nothing was happening, I was orchestrating every detail in divine harmony. Angels were dispatched on specific missions, and I aligned the right people, places, resources, and moments for you. What you perceived as delay was nothing more than divine polishing behind the veil. There was no abandonment, no forgetting. There was only divine design, a masterful strategy unfolding, for the eternal cannot be rushed or improvised. What I am about to release to you was crafted with perfect precision, long before you even knew you needed it. That's why the journey was painful. That's why the waiting seemed long, because it wasn't just about giving you something. It was about shaping you into the person who could hold and sustain what is coming. A promise without a process becomes a burden. An inheritance without maturity can become a loss. That is why I allowed you to walk through the valley. That is why I didn't remove the cup of suffering when you begged me to. For what I am about to release in your life cannot be managed by someone who still holds on to the temporary, to the things that can be seen and touched, to what is familiar. Your faith has been refined like precious gold. Your tears have nourished the ground, and now that ground is beginning to yield its fruit. Everything you've endured will be answered. Every trial will be vindicated. I didn't ignore you when those around you started to question your journey. I saw when they ridiculed your faith, calling it blind, when they mocked your hope, saying it was nothing more than a refusal to face reality. I saw the moments when you chose to remain silent, rather than defend yourself. I saw how you continued to do good, even when no reward came your way. And today, I declare that the time of recognition has arrived. It won't be man who exalts you, it will be me. When I open a door, no one can close it. When I lift someone up, no human argument can pull them down. What I am preparing for you is only one signature, mine. You will not need external validation, nor will you need to chase after opportunities. Opportunities will seek you out. You will be in demand. You will be called, because what I've placed within you will shine in such an undeniable way that it cannot be ignored. It won't be the shallow, fleeting kind of glory, but the glory that I carry. Like glory doesn't just decorate, it transforms. And I will not only transform your surroundings, I will transform your entire history. There are people who saw you in the season of sowing, but they cannot even begin to fathom what I am about to do in the season of harvest. They thought they knew your limits, but your story had already been written. What they didn't realize is that I am the author of your story, and I am still writing new chapters. What seemed like an ending was nothing more than a new beginning, a fresh paragraph in your journey. And when they see your flourishing, when they hear what has transpired, they will realize that it wasn't the result of any human effort. It was the fulfillment of a promise that could not be broken. Ahead of you are moments when the natural and the supernatural will collide, and you will witness how things that once seemed impossible will start to unfold effortlessly. You will see restoration take shape not just in your finances, but in the peace that was once stolen from you, in the nights of restless sleep, in the mental and emotional struggles you endured. I have seen the exhaustion in your soul. I have counted each of your internal battles, and I have sent rest to you, not the kind of rest the world gives, but the rest that flows directly from my Spirit. Rest that doesn't rely on external circumstances, peace that defies explanation and can only be received. That is what I am giving you. The keys to your breakthrough are already in motion, and what was once locked away will now open with ease. What seemed obstructed will be subtly restored, and it will not come empty, it will come with abundance. Because the time that was lost will not merely be returned, it will be redeemed, accelerated, and compressed into glory. What took years to manifest will now happen in a matter of days. When I decide to speed something up, no force in heaven or earth can stop it. Do not turn away from what you do not yet understand. Do not try to analyze with your logic what can only be comprehended by the Spirit. There are things that won't make sense on paper, but they will flow with divine power. This is fulfillment with my backing, and it will come with joy, with testimony, and with awe. Because when I do something, I do it completely. I don't leave things undone or imperfect. I seal it with my name. From the very beginning, I designed every detail with an eternal purpose. Even what seemed insignificant and small was part of a much greater plan. Nothing in your journey has been accidental. Every person who came into your life, every door that opened, and every door that closed without explanation, everything has been woven together with divine precision. There were moments you didn't understand, times you wished you could have avoided certain situations, but every step, even the painful ones, was meant to align you with my purpose. Even when you thought you were losing your way, you were actually being guided along paths that your eyes could not see. While others seemed to take shortcuts, I led you along the hidden route, because the destiny I have for you is not reached by speed, but through obedience. You didn't fully grasp the value of your resistance. You underestimated the weight of the silent sacrifices you made. But I have seen it all. I've seen the quiet denials, the no's you said when the easier paths were within reach. Though it didn't bring immediate reward, in the invisible realm, answers were gathering, accumulating. Many times, you questioned why you had to wait while others moved forward. But the difference wasn't in the when, but in the how and the why. I am not just interested in giving you something. I am invested in shaping you into someone who can represent my kingdom with integrity. That takes time. It takes endurance. And yes, it involves pain, but it produces fruit that will last for eternity. You have been tested in ways that no one could see through discretion, humility, and perseverance. In those hidden moments, where applause was absent and effort seemed to go unnoticed, you sowed without realizing it in my field. You didn't hand me the seeds consciously, but every seed you planted, every selfless act of love, every prayer offered in solitude, was recorded by my hand. Nothing was wasted. Time may fade many human memories, but it cannot erase what I have marked with my seal of approval. Now, in this new season, I am bringing to the surface what once seemed overlooked. I am revealing results that cannot be attributed to human effort, but to the sovereign favor I am about to release. There is a kind of favor that cannot be bought, manipulated, or influenced. It is favor that comes from me alone, and it will find you. This favor will open doors you didn't expect, connect you to people you never sought out, and lead you along paths that others tried but failed to open. I will make you stand out, not because you earned it by your own merits, but because I have chosen to use your life as an example of what I can do with someone who refuses to quit. There is no glory in your own ability. The glory lies in my faithfulness. What I am about to do in your life will be so evident that there will be no way to explain it without acknowledging my name. What is coming will also bring clarity. You had many unanswered questions along the way, but now I will bring understanding, not to justify the past, but to prepare your heart for what is about to unfold. You will see why some of the things you wanted so desperately didn't happen. You will understand why I said no when you pleaded for yes, and eventually, you will thank me for every interruption. What you are about to receive is far greater than what you first expected. What you saw as denial was really protection. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. I was guiding you to something far beyond your imagination. In this new season, you won't have to start over from scratch, because in my kingdom, nothing is ever wasted. Every step of faith was an investment. Every act of obedience has accumulated like invisible wealth. And now, all of that will be manifested. The acceleration will come, not by accident, but through divine justice. It has been decreed that what was sown in secret will blossom in the public eye. What was birthed in tears will be reaped in joy and celebration, not by force, not by human strategy, but by the breath of my mouth, which transforms entire seasons in a moment. I am still preparing pathways for you, even where you cannot yet see them. While you may feel as though you're standing still, my hand is working behind the scenes, pushing down the walls that have confined you. And at the most unexpected moment, what once seemed impossible will become your new reality. What seemed out of reach will suddenly be within your grasp. And in that moment, you will know it wasn't by your own effort that you arrived there, it was by my grace, which has been continuously covering and carrying you. What I am about to do doesn't follow the patterns of human logic or depend on natural predictions. What is coming will not be the result of human effort, but of divine intervention. Not by coincidence, not by chance. I've been working in the unseen places, where no one notices, where few have faith, and where almost no one expects anything to happen. In those very places, where tired hands have stopped asking, where hearts have grown hard from unanswered prayers, I am forging new paths with my own hands. You won't need to understand the how or the why, but you will recognize that it was my will that was executed with perfect precision. Many trust in strategies, in contacts, in structures that seem wise and well thought out, but what I have reserved for you is not the product of plans. It comes from an eternal word that cannot fail, a promise I made over your life that even you may have forgotten. Words I spoke over you when no one saw your potential, when no one knew you would need the strength I was giving you. From the very beginning, I saw what others could not see. I called into being what was not yet visible. You have walked through seasons where you felt disconnected and confused, watching others progress effortlessly while you faced obstacle after obstacle. It felt unjust, but all the while, I was building something deeper within you. I was constructing a foundation that will not crumble under pressure nor swell with pride when blessings come. I was fortifying your roots, deepening them, because what I am about to do in your life requires a strong foundation, not just a facade. Throughout that process, I taught you to let go, to release things you clung to out of fear, to be left with nothing in your hands. You had to give up things you cherished, people you thought you couldn't live without, and ideas you once defended fiercely. But now, you will see that everything you surrendered was not a loss, it was a seed. Everything, every person, every idea you let go of was a necessary step in preparation for what is to come. The new cannot enter where hands are still holding on to the old. The new requires space, and you made that space. You did it with tears, with fear, and sometimes even with anger, but you obeyed, And now, I am gathering the pieces you thought you lost, preparing them to be used in ways you could never have imagined. Those things that seem scattered, the moments that didn't make sense, the experiences you considered mistakes or setbacks, I am now uniting them into a perfect design. I am not only doing this for your benefit, but also to show others that faithfulness is never overlooked. Many will witness my power through the testimony that will flow from your mouth. They will believe again because they will see that I am still the God who fulfills His promises. Not when man expects it, but at the moment heaven has set. Do not expect everyone to understand what I am doing in your life. Not everyone will. Not everyone will be able to celebrate with you because there are hearts that cannot bear to see fulfillment come to someone they thought wouldn't make it. But you are not called to justify what I do. You are chosen to walk in what I have declared. Therefore, stand firm. Even if there are looks of doubt, continue on your path. Even if there are words that seek to discourage you, keep moving forward. I have placed within you a strength that does not come from your own efforts but from my Spirit. A strength that has endured hidden trials and silent battles, and that strength is what will now bear fruit not through weariness, but through fulfillment. Nothing has been rushed, and nothing has been delayed. Everything has been placed exactly where it belongs, even those things you didn't understand, and those you wish you had never gone through. But now, you will see how everything was woven together for its purpose. You will witness how situations that appeared as losses will transform into opportunities. People who seemed to have drifted away were actually moved by my hand to make space for divine connections. The failures that once marked your past will now serve as the foundation for wise decisions in the present. What once seemed like a chaotic story will now stand as a testimony of redemption. This is the season when my voice will become clearer to you. Not because I will speak louder, but because your ear has been fine-tuned to hear me. You will no longer mistake my direction for your emotions. Now, you will know with certainty when it is I who am leading you. With that clarity, you will walk the paths you once feared. You will walk with confidence because you will know that you are not alone. My presence will no longer walk behind you or beside you, but within you. You will be guided not by external signs, but by a deep inner conviction. I will be in every decision, every step, every move forward. I have set aside treasures that are not displayed in plain sight or found on crowded paths. The greatest riches of my kingdom are not obtained by chance, nor are they found by the roadside. They are concealed, waiting to be uncovered by those who do not settle for what is on the surface. I do not reveal my glory with noise or fanfare, but in the quiet places. What I have prepared is not announced in the way the world proclaims its achievements. It manifests with authority, needing no justification or explanation. The time has come to unveil what had been hidden not for display, but for fulfillment. Much of what you've endured have been part of a larger preparation, for what not everyone is equipped to carry. Not because you are better, but because you chose not to break where others gave up. Your perseverance has made the difference not because you were strong all the time, but because, even in moments of weakness, you chose to lift your gaze again. That act echoed in the heavens. It is not your perfection that has moved my hand, but your continuous dependence on me, even amidst your doubts. And that is why what I am releasing now is different. It's not just an answer, it's a mission. You will not simply receive a solution to your problems, but you will be entrusted with a purpose. What I am depositing in you goes beyond your personal needs. It will touch the lives of many. What is coming upon you will break chains in others, open doors, and bring about lasting change. I am delivering something that will impact generations, because what is born out of obedience endures, and what is birthed in faith produces fruit that never withers. I am investing in you not just with promises, but with responsibility, not a burden, but a calling. I am entrusting you with a portion of my plan that cannot be delegated to anyone else. Not because you are flawless, but because you said yes, even when you didn't fully understand what that yes meant. That yes still resounds before me. The day you offered me everything, even when you had nothing to give, became an altar that still burns with genuine fire, and now that fire will be visible. What some considered failure was simply sowing seeds in deep soil. What others called mistakes were covert lessons, training for what lies ahead. I am bringing meaning where once there were only scars. I am filling empty spaces with destiny. What once seemed like endless repetition will now be redeemed. What once hurt without reason will now bear eternal significance. For I have not been silent. I have been cultivating something greater, and that greater is no longer hidden. It will begin to emerge without warning. Conversations will shift, environments will change, and the atmosphere around you will transform. You won't have to provoke it. My presence within you will make it happen.